Good evening, Tallahassee. This is student meteorologist Mila Belisario with your Thursday edition of FSU weather. We have a really great show planned for you today, and we are seeing some really great skies, 81 degrees and partly cloudy, and no rain in the forecast. But for tonight, we will see a cool down of 67 degrees, so pretty humid for this time of year. And for tomorrow, we are going to warm up to 87 degrees, again, really warm for this time of year. And we do have some clouds in the sky and humidity. But for tonight, we are going to be recapping the severe weather outbreak. And there's still more to come with the severe weather outbreak and your Thursday sportscast. And now we're going to hand it to, all this and more on the FSU weather.
Good evening. I'm student meteorologist Matthew Wisnett.
And I'm student meteorologist Chris Malve. Welcome to your Thursday edition of FSU Weather. It's been pretty quiet in terms of our weather here. It's been pretty warm, though. Can't say the same thing for the rest of the Southeast, though.
Yeah, the rest of the Southeast has been just getting hit with severe weather, and we're going to see more of it again today. And we'll get into that a little bit further on the show, but it's just not been the greatest weather for them. I know there's been a lot of rain, really gusty winds, even some tornadoes I've heard.
That's right. Did you see that video of that Lake City tornado online? Like, that was just a really powerful tornado. So that's why it's really important to be thinking about severe weather season right now. We're just in the middle of it right now. But fortunately, things are pretty nice here at the moment. But now we're going to go to Jordan at the wall. What are we seeing in Tallahassee right now?
Right now, we're honestly just seeing some really beautiful weather. We do have these clouds all around us. So if we look at Doak, you can see there's pretty decent cloud coverage, but that sun is still coming through and it is heating it up here in Tallahassee. We were seeing those warm temperatures. Right now, it's 81, but there is some wind to give a little bit of relief from that heat. But in general, it's just hot, 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 but it is clear. So if we look at the radar, you can see, in general, we're really not seeing anything in terms of rain. It's just these clouds. And in the morning, we see that fog pushing through a little bit and the clouds come through, but they really break up during the day, just leaving us with really beautiful, clear conditions all throughout the Tallahassee region. But with that, we are seeing this heat, and that is a factor everywhere. So if we look everywhere across the Tallahassee area, we're seeing those warm temperatures. Over here in Live Oak, it is 90. We are already hitting 90 degrees, and it's just the beginning of April. So I know a lot of us are definitely feeling the effects of that heat all throughout this area. And not only are we feeling that heat, but there is a lot of moisture in the air. These dew points are pretty high. They're really high, actually, not just pretty high. So it is really muggy. It is really humid out there. So you're really just getting slapped in the face every time you walk out with that humidity. And there's not much to do about it. It's just hot. So it's making it feel even hotter than if it was dry. And we're seeing all this humidity because of this wind. So look, if you look at these arrows, they're all coming out of the south. So all that air is coming up from the Gulf, and that's just giving us all this moisture in the air. And it's windy out there too, 13, 16 miles per hour. And that's not just gusts, that's the wind that we're feeling. So we're really just being blown all around. I know my hair, I need to tie it back a little bit because it's just getting blown all over the place every time I go out. And that wind is giving a little bit of relief with this near record-breaking heat that we're seeing. So the record is 89. Today we got up to 85. So just getting really warm out there. We're way above average, and especially with our lows. So during the day or at night, it is not dropping down that much. It's just staying warm out there. It's going to be getting a little cooler, and those winds are going to calm down, but not going to be much relief tonight when it's 67. And tonight it's just that 67, 65, 68-ish all throughout the whole region. And tomorrow it's going to be warming up once again, 87, even warmer than today. And that wind is going to be starting up once again. Tomorrow, to look forward to the rest of your day, the morning is really when you're going to want to be outside if you're walking your dog, going on a run. I know I like to run. By noon and 6 p.m., that is not when I want to be out there running. 6 p.m. if you're heading down to College Town like me, it's just going to be nice and warm out there. So just 87 and these high 80s all throughout the area. And we're going to have that heat continuing all throughout the weekend until Monday we see some rain, and that's going to bring a bit of a relief from all this heat that we're seeing. But if we look around Florida, we can see that this heat is definitely a story for a lot of people.
Yeah, Jordan, it definitely is. And we see around all parts of the state, we're seeing 80s and a perfect mix of some sun and clouds as well. But across Florida, we see it looks like a red sore thumb right now sticking out. We have mostly 80s across the state, 74 in Pensacola and cloudy skies as the one outlier. But we see 87 in Tampa, 85 in Orlando as well. And, you know, it seems like spring just started and we just skipped right into summer, which I guess for some of us is okay if you like the summer vibes, especially those down in Miami. This weekend it'll be perfect in the mid 80s and not a lot of rain to worry about, mostly sunny skies, maybe a couple of passing clouds, and much also goes for Tampa as well. But look at this, Tampa seeing 92 degrees, and it is in the beginning of April, and we'll see a little bit of relief as the weekend goes forward, but not a lot of clouds to go around to give you a lot of shade either. Orlando, much of the same story. 89 on Friday, reaching into the 90s potentially on Saturday and Sunday as well with 93. And again, not a lot of clouds to go around as this high pressure system is keeping a lot of drier air in our region. Jacksonville as well, it's a great time to go to the beach, go to Jack's Beach. 88 on Friday, 89 on Saturday, 91 on Sunday. But as we go into Pensacola, they're going to see a little bit of those cooler, more gloomier temperatures, more of those April showers as we should have, and not the summer temperatures that we have been experiencing. We also are going to see a chance of rain, 76 on Sunday in those thunderstorms, as we have a slight risk for severe weather going into the Panhandle, into the Big Bend regions. But going back to right now, we have mostly clear conditions, maybe an isolated shower or two across I-95, and the same goes for I-4 as well. Going into the metro Orlando area, we see maybe a couple of heavy showers pouring in there, but no thunderstorms or severe weather to worry about, especially here as we reach the Big Bend, north central Florida, and the Panhandle. Maybe a couple of passing clouds in the area. I know here in Tallahassee we got some cumulus clouds over Doak Campbell Stadium, but lots of sunshine to go around for much of our region, and just lots and lots of heat. And hopefully we'll begin to see a relief once this cold front pushes through. But as we move through the weekend, again, mostly a mix of sun and clouds, not a ton to worry about. But as we move into Saturday night, we will see in the far distance here this line of storms, and that's going to contribute to a cold front and some potential severe weather moving into the Florida region on Sunday to end off your week. But going back to tonight, we're going to be very muggy and cloudy across the state of Florida. 72 in Pensacola, 69 in Tallahassee, 75 in Tampa, and windy conditions with a low of 78 in Key West. But it's going to ramp right back up tomorrow in the 90s in parts of the central parts of the state, and this heat and sun is all around in Florida. But I know the southeast, a lot more people are in dire conditions.
That is so true, Daniela. A lot of this severe weather has really been ramping up, and we are in the midst of severe weather season right now. But currently in the southeast, we've got lots of cloud cover all about, with a couple of sprinkles of a clear sky. So overall, nice conditions in these areas right now. Tampa looking beautiful, and 86 degrees. Like we've said, it's spring, but it feels like summer, that's for sure. Currently, our current temperatures are pretty much under that 90-degree mark for a majority of the region, except for, look at this difference between Shreveport and Little Rock. That's almost a 20-degree difference, and that's because of that front that's been moving through and bringing lots and lots of rain, severe weather, and tornadoes, as well as some hail to the region of Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, all of those areas. So for our current wind map right now, you can see we've got all of this southerly flow bringing in lots of moisture from the Gulf, and even wind speeds as high as 17 miles an hour. So, and that's also working with that system that has some northerly flow. So we've got those two systems colliding, and that's just really concentrating all of that rainfall in that area. So for our humidity, like Jordan said, these are just extremely high dew points. It's really muggy outside. That humidity is combining with those high temperatures, and everything just feels really heavy outside right now. But over the next couple days, we're going to see that line move just a little bit, but mostly it's going to be stalling until about late Saturday into Sunday. But for our future cast, we're seeing all of these storms go away and then keep ramping back up and continue to develop over the parts of Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, and even a little bit of Oklahoma. So that severe threat, unfortunately, is here to stay for the foreseeable future. Into Saturday afternoon, again, storms continue to ramp up and really just continue to fester and develop. So it's really not going away, and that's something we're going to be dealing with throughout the next couple of days. So our threat right now is currently at an enhanced risk, level 3 out of 5. So again, tornadoes, hail, strong wind gusts. If you can stay home, absolutely do so. This is a dangerous situation outside, and honestly, that area of enhanced risk has expanded. So it's a very large area that is under this severe threat. And into tomorrow, that risk is going to increase to moderate, and even increasing the area of this severe storm threat. But as you can see, it is relatively staying in the same area for the next couple of days. Until Saturday, it's going to shift southward a little bit, bringing more risks to Louisiana, Mississippi, and Arkansas. But into Sunday, then those storms are going to move towards us here in Florida. But tornado risk, very high throughout the next couple of days. If you hear tornado warning, make sure to get to the centralmost portion of your home, away from any windows. All else fails, get into the tub and put a mattress over your head. That is fail-safe for you. Flash flood threat, also, these storms are just sticking around, so that's something we're going to be seeing throughout the next couple of days. But if you're in New Orleans, we're going to see those storms very much on Sunday afternoon, so keep that in mind and stay safe. But right now, Chris is going to expand a little bit and give us a wider view at the nation.
Yeah, so really just taking a look around the nation right now, you can see we have this really sharp line of just contrast between our dry air over to the west, and as we look towards the east, check out all of this moisture. Our dew points in New Orleans, 76, so it's feeling really muggy outside. And taking a look at our satellite, I mean, we have some pretty wild weather going on. I mean, we have snow over here in Denver, and then looking over to the east, we have all of these thunderstorms, some of which could be supercells because we do have that severe weather outbreak going on right now. So here's a look at our setup right now. We have high pressure over parts of the Midwest right now. That's keeping things here dry. And even here in the southeast, closer to home in Tallahassee, and even over in Atlanta, we're staying dry right now because we have another high pressure system. But with those two systems, it's kind of like acting like an accelerator, and we have all of these winds and all of this rain right here that's causing a lot of issues for folks in parts of Dixie Valley, a little bit into the Mississippi Valley there. So as you take a look at our severe weather outbreak, we have an enhanced risk for severe weather that includes Memphis, and we have just this whole line of just basically some slight risk of severe weather. So we could be seeing those strong to severe thunderstorms, some of which could be tornadic over the next several days. And unfortunately, even looking into tomorrow, we have a 4 out of 5 moderate risk for severe weather, and it's actually staying in relatively the same place. And unfortunately for Memphis, it looks like a round 3 as we have more enhanced risk of severe weather looking into this weekend. So now is the time to start thinking about tornado preparations and really just make sure you have a safe place to go during severe weather. Looking towards the west, we do have some freeze warnings in effect. So like I said, a pretty big variety of weather we're seeing here, but our main story is all of these tornado watches that we're seeing throughout much of the southeast here, really just stretching all across the area, and that is going to be our main concern because we are worried that there will be a few tornadoes with this outbreak. Along with that, we are concerned about flooding. The National Weather Service has already forecast for some places around Memphis could be getting 10 to 15 inches of rain, which could cause some serious flash flooding issues with this cold front of severe storms. And even looking at our snow to the west, you could be seeing anywhere from 1 to 3 inches, in some places a little bit more than that. So really just a lot of weather going on right now around the country. But looking towards the west, check this out. We still have well above average temperatures looking into the next week or so, while parts of the Atlantic coast here will be a little bit below average. And now we're gonna, Now we're gonna take a look at tonight's temperatures. So really around the region, you can see we do have some of that snowfall. We are seeing those colder temperatures over in Denver, 30 degrees and 33 in Salt Lake City. We are staying pretty warm for our overnight temperatures in the southwest there. And also taking a look tomorrow, very similar day where we have warm, muggy conditions in the southwest, or the southeast, excuse me. And we do have that severe weather threat for parts of Dixie Valley, and looking towards the west, we're seeing those colder temperatures. But now we are gonna go to the desk with Daniela and Priscilla.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. So yeah, we're going to give you a little recap on the tornado outbreak that occurred between yesterday, last night, that is really detrimental. Look at this. 224 total tornado warnings and at least 457 severe thunderstorm warnings. And that doesn't even include other warnings like flood warnings and flood advisories and wind advisories. Like, it was a very busy day yesterday.
Exactly, and really, this threat for severe weather is just going to keep continuing throughout the next couple of days. So it's going to be really tragic, and there's unfortunately been a couple of lives have been lost to this threat, but really we want to emphasize severe weather safety.
Yeah, so far 12 confirmed tornadoes, 2 EFO, 6 EF1, 2 EF2, and 2 EF3s. There's definitely some that can potentially be rated stronger, but because the severe weather is continuing to happen in these same regions on top of the extreme flooding risk that they're experiencing as well, surveying is going to be difficult at this time.
Yeah, and there were so many severe warnings, upward of 600. So really it shows you the severity of the situation. It's been touted as a particularly dangerous situation by the National Weather Service and also considered the 8th most active severe weather day on record. And it's just going to keep continuing.
That's crazy. In the fact that this was the second high risk of the season, just about 2 or 3 weeks apart. We are in the beginning of April. The peak isn't really until May. And we've already had 2 very rare already high risks in these areas, relatively in the same area, and then these severe, like moderate to high risks are occurring in the same regions of Arkansas, Mississippi, Missouri, Tennessee, and Kentucky.
Yeah, so really we want to stress safety. If you hear a tornado warning, make sure to get to the centermost, lowest floor of wherever you are. And like I said earlier, all else fails, go ahead and put a mattress on top of your head in the bathtub. That's really what you can do to stay safe. But despite all of this really unfortunate severe weather, we still do have March Madness to look forward to. So Matt is going to give us a current look at the sports.
Yeah, and a little bit of a lighter note, we have sports going on, and the weather is a little bit better up in New York. New York trying to avoid a series sweep to the Diamondbacks, but I don't think the Torpedo Bats are going to save them from the really nice temperatures we're going to have tonight, as we'll have a little bit of clouds roll in, but should be sitting in those mid to upper 60s for game time and as you leave the ballpark. For Cincinnati and Milwaukee, we'll be a little bit colder up in Milwaukee, so you're going to want those jacket and pants as you go to the game, and we'll have a little bit of clouds lingering around for the most part, but the game should be really nice for both those teams as they're both trying to pick up an elusive win. St. Louis, who's starting off really hot versus the Red Sox, and it'll be really nice temperatures. We'll see 62 across the board for the game, as that'll be a mid-afternoon game. Devers hoping to finally get a hit, as he has not been able to get a hit all season. I think he's 0 for 20 at this point. I think my own friends could hit better than he could right now. But the Dodgers are playing the Phillies. Dodgers looking to stay undefeated after having a walk-off home run last night, and those temperatures looking like a home run type temperatures, as we'll be sitting in those mid to low 60s in Philadelphia, so might be able to get away with the light jacket. The Braves at the Marlins. The Marlins have been starting off a little hot, and the Braves still winless, and those hot temperatures might aid those Marlins as they try to continue to get another win and build on their early season success for the most part. Rangers and the Rays in Texas, and you might say, well, you're going to want that jacket for the entire game. You're going to want that jacket before and after the game, as Texas does have a closed ballpark with a roof, but after the game, we're going to see those showers before and after, so you're going to want to make sure that you have that rain jacket going to and from the game. Florida and Auburn, really tough game. We hate to see, honestly, that UF has made it this far, but kudos to them. But we'll see mid-70s to start, and then we'll start cooling off into those mid-60s, but a lot of breeziness when you leave the game overall. And then Duke versus Houston. Hopefully Duke representing the ACC, but we'll see low mid-50s by the end of the game, but still a lot of wind. But Mila, what are we doing? What can you do here in Tallahassee besides sports?
Well, right now, we do have a lot to do in Tallahassee as we do have really great conditions. And look at this sunset in Panama City, really beautiful. If you're going to walk your dog tomorrow morning, maybe the best time of the day is earlier in the morning, as there is almost a 10-degree difference between 9 and 11 a.m. So you might be sweating if you do it a little later in the day, but that's all the more reason to go to the beach because it is currently 81 degrees and we do have nice temperatures tomorrow, so great beach day both days. But maybe not the best day to go stargazing tonight because we do just have fair conditions because of those clouds. But honestly, it is a great day to go to the beach if you have the opportunity to do so. And we are experiencing no delays for our Tallahassee airport, but that is not the case for JFK and Denver. As Chris mentioned, Denver's delayed because of the snow, but overall, it is a great day to travel in for these other cities. And it is also a great day if you're going to do any intramural sports. It is a little humid because of that wind from the south, but nice temperature. And if you're going to go out tonight, I know I'll be doing that. We are experiencing some nice temperatures, nice 72-degree night, and you won't have to worry about bringing a light jacket. I'm just going with the jeans and black top combo, so honestly, you do have a lot of outfit options with those nice temperatures. And for the weekend, we are seeing some great conditions as well, especially Friday and Saturday. But we do start to see that rain come in on Sunday and Monday, but overall, nice mild temperatures. And now we're going to bring it to Chris with another look at Tallahassee.
That's right, and we've just been seeing just beautiful weather all around the region. You can see some pretty nice sunny skies, just a few patchy clouds in the area, but we're sitting pretty warm, 81 degrees, a little bit of a breeze, but otherwise very nice conditions, just a few clouds moving through the area, but we're still staying quite warm as we head into Friday, and that's really going to continue into the weekend. But taking a look at our temperatures, we're seeing very warm right now across the board. We're in the 80s here, 82 in Quincy. Check this out though. Live Oak already at 90 degrees. It is only April 3rd, so we're already seeing those almost like summer conditions here in Tallahassee. And to combo with those hot temperatures, we're feeling really muggy right now as we have all of these high dew points, 70 in Quincy and 70 in Mariana, even down the coast, Apalachicola, 70 there. So it's really muggy outside. And these winds are carrying all of that moisture from the Gulf to the area. And we're still seeing some pretty strong winds, 16 miles an hour there over in Panama City. And as we take a look at our almanac, we can see that our high temperature today was flirting with our record. Our record is 89 degrees, but it's pretty close. But our low temperature tonight is going to be 70, nowhere near that record low set in 1971. But for tonight, you can expect some pretty nice conditions. It is going to be 67, so maybe for me, I think that's perfect shorts and t-shirt weather. But should be pretty nice weather for going out tonight. Those winds will die down a little bit, but you can see that we have very similar conditions all around the area right now. We have 68 degrees in Bainbridge and 66 over in Quincy. Just very mild conditions for your evening. So really just great weather if you're going out tonight. Tomorrow is kind of a rinse and repeat forecast. We have very warm temperatures once again. We're going to be at 87 tomorrow with another southerly wind pattern. We're still going to feel really muggy once again. So make sure to dress lightly tomorrow. But if you're, or as you go plan your day tomorrow, the morning will start a little bit cooler. So our temperatures will begin to warm up as we get into the evening hours. So it really just looks like another great day here in Tallahassee. Make sure to soak up all of that sunshine here before our next rain chance, which is on Monday. Tomorrow's forecast, again, seeing those very pleasant conditions all around the Big Bend here, with some places seeing those temperatures in the upper 80s. So we're going to see those pretty similar conditions continue throughout the weekend. But check this out, folks. Our next cold front is going to be arriving late Sunday into Monday, where we're going to see just another washout forecast. But we'll see a little bit of a relief going into next week where our temperatures will be back in the 70s, but it looks like our temperatures are going to be warming up. Now, let's go to the desk with Jordan and Priscilla to wrap up our show.
Yes, thank you, Chris. And really, we have great conditions here. It's pretty toasty, it's pretty muggy, but still kind of nice, and we're staying pretty safe from that severe weather right now.
Definitely. We've been really lucky with the weather we've been having so far. It's been so nice to be outside, and honestly, the wind is bringing that humidity, but it does help a little bit with that heat. But I am excited for a little bit of a cool down next week.
Oh, me too, definitely. I'm literally counting down the days. This heat, it's just giving us a taste of summer, and I'm not quite ready for summer yet. That means graduation, you know.
Yes, oh, we are less than a month away from our graduation, and I do not want that summer to be here yet. It's so early in April, and I'm already sweating a little more than I would have liked.
Oh yeah, especially with that wind, it's just blowing my hair around. I know everyone in the studio today saw me trying to fix my hair so desperately, but we made it happen, and really, it's a nice day, and I hope you guys enjoyed this version of FSU Weather. Make sure to go follow us on X at FSU Weather.
And like us on Facebook at FSU Weather.
And you can also find us on Instagram at FSU Weather.
And while you're here watching us on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to FSU Weather.
And you can also find us on TikTok, so go check us out over there at FSU Weather. Here's one last look at your 7-day.